Hello, in this video we'll go through the history of JavaScript. Knowing where it came from helps explain why the language works the way it does today. JavaScript was made in 1995 by Brendan Eich at Netscape. He built it in about 10 days. They called it Mocha at first, then LiveScript, and finally JavaScript. That name was basically just marketing. Java was popular at the time, so they wanted to ride that wave. But JavaScript has no technical relationship with Java. As the saying goes, Java is to JavaScript as a car is to a carpet. The goal was to create simple scripting language that could run in browsers and make pages interactive. Before JavaScript, web pages were just static HTML files. Any interaction required a round trip to a server and back to the browser. In the late 1990s, we had what's called the browser wars. Netscape versus Microsoft fighting for browser dominance. Microsoft made their own version called JavaScript for Internet Explorer. This was a nightmare for developers. The same JavaScript code could behave differently depending on which browser you were using. This is why browser compatibility is still a concern today. To fix these compatibility issues, JavaScript was submitted to ECMA International for a standardization in 1996. The standardized version is called ECMAScript, or ES for short. So JavaScript is one implementation of ECMAScript. Well, the most popular implementation of ECMAScript. ECMA, by the way, was originally short for European Computer Manufacturers Association, but it's now officially ECMA International, a global standardization body. They kept the ECMA name for historical reasons, but it's no longer just European, and it's involved in defining all sorts of international standards. Now, when you learn about JavaScript, you will hear JavaScript features referred to by their ECMAScript version, like ES6 or ES 2015. So let's look at the major milestones. ES3 in 1991 brought regular expressions and try-catch error handling. ES5 was in 2009. They added a strict mode, JSON support, and array methods like for each and map. But the big one was ES6, also called ES 2015. This transformed JavaScript from a simple scripting language into a fully featured modern language. ES6 introduced a lot of features we now consider essential. Classes for object-oriented programming, modules for organizing code, arrow functions, promises for async operation, let and const for better variable scoping, template literals, destructing. We'll cover all of these in detail later in this course. Since ES6, JavaScript has followed an annual release cycle with smaller improvements each year. Now, when we talk about the history of JavaScript, we should also mention Node.js. So in 2009, Ryan Dahl introduced Node.js. This brought JavaScript to the server side for the first time. With Node.js, you could build web servers, APIs, and backend applications using JavaScript, essentially using one language for both front-end, building your web pages, and the backend, whatever needs to run on a server, to manage databases and all sorts of other operation. It also gave us Node Package Manager, or NPM, which became the world's largest software registry. Node.js didn't just expand where JavaScript could run, it legitimized JavaScript as a serious programming language. Today, JavaScript has evolved from what some called a toy language into the most widely used programming language in the world. Sometimes ahead of Python, sometimes right behind Python. It powers browsers, servers, mobile apps, desktop application, and even IoT devices. The language continues to evolve through the TC39 committee, which manages proposals for new features. So, in this short video, we've covered JavaScript's journey from a 10-day project to one of the most popular programming languages in the world. In the next video, we'll look at what makes JavaScript unique as a programming language.